Hello everyone, welcome back to SportsKhabri and Arunfoot. Arunava, there's some interesting news that's sort of emerged, and that's why we're here to talk about it and shed some light on it. Allegations of potential fixing in I League matches. Of course, people who've read these reports will be worried for Indian football because it is India's second tier competition, and the winners of that tournament play the ISL in the following campaign. So, again, I know your first reactions to these reports. Nothing confirmed as of yet, but what do you know about the situation and what have you made of it?
Hi, Rahul, and people, welcome back to a small explainer today. And on one side, it's very worrying that the president of the All India Football Federation, Kalyan Chaudhuri, has to come out and make a statement and say that these allegations are there in the public domain. The good side is that the AIFF is taking it seriously. They're looking at and see what can be done about this. I think that's the positive. The negative is that there's this so-called elephant in the room. There are these allegations, and the difficult part is how do you prove that these allegations are true? Where is the proof that player XYZ potentially took money from someone to fix a match, or were other people involved at a club or at multiple clubs? That's the worrying part in the start off. The difficult part is that the people that someone or the other has raised a red flag, and that red flag is being taken seriously. So that I think is on the other side the positive part of this.
Yeah. Arunava, again, what are these patterns that sort of indicate potential betting? Because this is what I've seen in reports that there are betting patterns that have been identified in these matches. What could be betting patterns here? This is again very vague to me. So yeah, that's why I put it to you.
Yeah, there are global organizations who track matches and matches linked to global betting. So is there, for example, a match which looks one-sided and a team runs away with the win? It might be you're leading 2-0 and suddenly you score a number of goals towards the end of a match. That might be suspicious. Is a team leading and then the other team makes a comeback? Matches go this way, that way, too many goals, and we've seen that quite a bit in the I League this season. So these kind of things. Or do they realize that on certain betting platforms that a lot of money is being put into certain matches, which normally wouldn't happen? So there are these different kinds of red flags that are there, that could have been raised, and therefore the AIFF was informed, and therefore the AIFF thought it was important and right to come out publicly and make a statement on this matter and say, listen, there are certain things which look not natural, and we are looking with the concerned authorities who have the expertise into the matter.
What does the AIFF then do, Arunava? What's the next sort of step here to address this issue or at least look into it?
Again, the AIFF was most probably informed by organization, let's say Sport Radar. Sport Radar is a German Swiss company now in if I'm right, in American ownership, who track sort of sports, multi-sports around the world, and they have tie-ups with organizations. They have a tie-up, let's say, with the FIFA or with an AFC, with the UEFA. Potentially AIFF, or let's say with the ISL, or with with the AIFF for the I League or other leagues, and they just simply track. Or they have tie-ups with betting sites, which of course in India are illegal, but indirectly they are there because we have the surrogates who via news portals or entertainment portals are quite big sponsors of in the ISL, or to some extent now in the I League as well, or in other leagues, in other sports as well across India. I've seen quite a bit on Kabaddi and other sports as well. So they then sort of raise a flag, or FIFA has its integrity department, and maybe they raised a flag and said, listen, there are maybe unnatural betting patterns, or these results look unnatural. And then they start looking into these things, and if they find something which is not right, they will investigate. Now, these things are under investigation, and if proven wrong, steps would then be taken against concerned player or coach or club official, or potentially even a club.
Yeah, but Arunava, I mean, just out of curiosity again, how easy is it sort of to manipulate a football match? Because I mean, I fail to sort of understand how it's possible. But if you've come across instances like this in the past, what sort of goes on? I mean, how do you really manipulate it? You need the consensus of a lot of people, especially when it comes to sort of manipulating a football game, right? And mustn't be easy.
There are different ways of potentially manipulating a game. So it could be a player who scores an own goal, for example, a team which decides to lose by a certain margin. We've had the instance in Germany where a referee, Robert Heutzer, was involved in fixing matches, in a certain way, certain results, that he was giving penalties, this, that, and everything, or a certain number of yellow cards and red cards. So this is something which way where there are ways, if you want to manipulate a game, that you can potentially, it's maybe not like you can most probably in a sport like cricket where you have spot fixing, but there are ways if people have bad intent that they can influence games in a certain ways. So that's and it's a question of money, of course, right? That players are offered money to do things which they should not do, and that's the challenge.
Yeah, again, I don't know, do we know, is there a timeline of sorts, or by when can we sort of expect this to be put to bed?
Again, this is under investigation now, and hopefully the authorities work fast, find clues, can prove things, and if it can be proven that a person or multiple persons have done something wrong, then they need to be exposed, they need to be punished, and they need to be, potentially taken out of the game for a certain period of time.
I know, again, like from a legal perspective, because I've sort of, again, like being a lawyer, I've sort of worked a bit. I've done a few research articles on match fixing, and in India, the problem is that it's not criminalized. I mean, we don't have an offense for match fixing. It comes under the offense of cheating, which sort of doesn't suffice. The definition doesn't suffice to always bring in match fixing offenses into this particular provision under the IPC. So again, because of these complications, do you feel like these players get away with it once they're involved? And probably the maximum amount of punishment they could face is a fine and suspension from the game. Is Should we deal with these offenses be a little more tough about dealing with these offenses?
I think it depends on what kind of offense you have, but I think it's very, very important that if someone is a professional footballer and he's not allowed to play for 2 years or for 4 years, let's say, for these are longer suspensions, it might mean the end of the career, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult potentially to also get a club after that. So that's career threatening potentially on one side. We've been having a lot of these allegations at lower level football, at local leagues. There's been allegations in Bangalore, in Kolkata, in Goa, in Delhi, and Mumbai of match fixing, but rarely it is proven. And this is the challenge. I mean, you're saying you want to be a lawyer in the long term. You have to prove it in court, or you have to prove it to the authorities that someone has taken a bribe or has taken money to do a certain thing on the field. So that is the real challenge in this. To prove to make an allegation is relatively simple, right? There are matches which have crazy results, and that might happen quite naturally on the football field. But these people who track results, who track betting patterns in the legal and especially in the illegal betting space, for them it's a task, and it's a tough task to prove things. And again, if you can't prove it, the allegations are there, but nothing happens.
Fair enough. Well, again, Arunava, thanks for that short explainer. We just wanted to understand what is going on with the I League and this betting scandal. Like Arunava just mentioned, nothing has been proven yet. These are just allegations. The AIFF will look into it, and hopefully, we'll know whether these allegations are true or not soon enough. Thanks, Arunava. Again, everybody watching, please do like and share these videos. Subscribe to the channel SportsKhabri and Arunfoot. And yeah, we'll be back next time. Thanks, Arunava.
Welcome, Rahul, and see you soon.